Hello, friends. Welcome to humanology 2436. Happy Monday. Happy Monday evening. Let's do stretching. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes, it's raining very lightly. It's like almost it's like kind of like sprinkles, so I did run, but they started raining some more, so I cut it short. But yeah, it was a good run. Uh-huh. Ah, yeah. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah, we're doing stretching. Yeah, torso and okay. Hooah. Okay. Okay. Good. Uh. Ah. Stretching. Okay. Now let's do back kick. Okay. Hooah. Okay. Hooah. Back kick. Hooah. Hooah. Okay. Okay. Final breath. Take it. Woo. Good exercises. All right. Okay. Good evening. Welcome. Happy Monday. Some brightness adjustment on the cell phone real quick. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, let me redo my hair. Okay, okay. So, oh, mm-hmm. All right. Ah. So, okay. So, let's see the. Okay, so last time we talked about some personality disorders. Okay, it is important to recognize uh, people with those mental conditions because first we need to understand why they behave the way they behave. Okay, like three related mental illness. Like I'm not a psychologist. Okay, but I read about it. Okay, because I'm kind of wondering why people behave this way. Okay, because in humanology we do not really study those cases because we rather study normal people and then learn from normal people. Okay, and because we want to keep positive, okay, optimistic, and we want to stay normal. Okay, so in humanity, our focus is exercise, diet, continuing education, and being nice to people. Love people, okay, like Mr. G just said, okay, love one another, okay, and forgive, right, and then be positive. We focus on exercise, healthy hobbies. Welcome, good evening. Yeah, mighty profit traders. Yeah, martial arts, education, crowd development. Thank you. So those are things we emphasize, we focus on. Okay, some positivity, optimism, being nice to people, peace, love. That's what we like. Okay, so but unfortunately, mental disorder exists, and people with those mental conditions exist, and it is important to understand these mental illnesses. Okay, because they exist, those people with mental illness. Okay. And what's the cause? My guess, again, I'm not a psychologist. Okay. My guess is that they have some bad parents. So as they grew up as children, my guess is that they have been abused as children. Okay. It could be mental abuse, verbal abuse, or it could be physical abuse, or combination of those. Okay. Most likely from their parents. Or it could have been their like what step parents, someone with, or it could be basically guardians. Okay, like it could be parents, step parents, whatever parents, foster parents, adoptive parents, whatever. Because those people with personality disorders, okay, some of them become criminals. Okay, so they're basically abused as children. Okay, so they have some developmental disorder. Okay, personality disorder, mental illness. Uh, Depending on its whole spectrum of things. Okay, so severe cases, they're not just functional at all. Okay, so either they go to mental hospital, or they become criminals, or both. Okay, and like repeating crimes. Okay, the recidivism, repeat criminals. Okay, so or people just who cannot get a job, although they are not criminals. Okay, so those are very severe cases. Okay, so those are people with mental disabilities. Okay, but next level, some people with personality disorders are still functional. Okay, but there are people with anger issue, uh, basically some communication issue, and they may be functional, but their mental disability uh, basically limit their success or limit their happiness, limit their mental health, physical health. So basically, they're just unhappy people. Okay, like people with road rage on the road. Okay, antisocial. They just hate random strangers on the road. Okay, so they may have job. Obviously, they have jobs. They have car. They have pay for gasoline. But obviously, they have some mental issue and they are unhappy people. Okay, although they may have jobs. Okay, so, they exist. Okay, so and because they exist, it's so important that we understand. Okay? 5 minutes break. Vocal rest. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so I have good parents. I have a good household because they are upper middle income. Okay, so abuse, child abuse. Okay, let's talk about it. It's difficult subject matter, but it's important. Okay, so the origination, the cause is this. Okay, some parents they basically did not advance their education. Okay, so for whatever reason, okay, maybe they themselves have been abused as children, so they do not do good in school. So uh, they ended up getting low paying jobs. So they are low middle income or low income. Okay, so and they get married, they have children, they're stressed out because they are not making enough money to raise their children. Okay. So yeah, the domestic violence happens, or just domestic abuse. It could be verbal, mental abuse, or it could be physical abuse. Okay, and their children grow up in their environment, and so this domestic partners being abusive to each other, also they are abusive to their children, so they end up being like their parents, not doing good in school, do not advance education, so low paying job, and they grow up to be adults, and so get married, have children, they cannot pay the bills, they can pay for their children, so education, so it's just repeating pattern. Generation after generation. It's sad, but it exists. Okay. So it's not just problem mental health. It has to do with education too. Okay. But the thing is, the good news is this. Uh, Humanity evolves. It gets better slowly. Evolution has very slow speed. Humanity as a whole evolves. It does get better. Okay. We have prison system where the goal is to rehabilitate them. Okay. So there's some uh, mental health mental health professionals who work with prisoners, job rehabilitation specialists. Okay. Some job training program inside the prison. Some education there. Okay. And it's funded by taxpayers' money. Okay. Normal people like you and me. Some of our taxpayers' money goes to those programs. Okay. Because we want to be safe. And we do get benefit from those services in prison system because we do not want to be victims of crimes. Okay. So it makes sense that some of our taxpayers' money goes to those programs because we want to be safe. Okay. So those are good programs. Religion helps too. Yeah, organized religions. Yeah, yeah. They interact with prison people, inmates, criminals, because religious. What I really appreciate about organized religions is that they have these charitable programs to help out criminals in prison. Okay, yeah, yeah. Those are volunteers. I hugely appreciate that. Okay, yeah. So we talked about three mental disorder mostly, like histrionic personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, and mythomania, the pathological line. Okay, they go together. Okay, why? Because they are the people who cannot appreciate, who do not have capacity to appreciate other people. Okay, like I like being center in the of attention as a performer. Okay, yeah. So when I was in Alaska Bar Convention about how many 3 months ago in Juneau, okay, yeah, I raised my hand. I demonstrated my lawyer skill. Okay, yes, public speaking, but at the same time some legal analysis. Okay, and yeah, they really appreciated me. Did I appreciate other attorneys? Yes, yes. I like smart people. When they're smart, it intellectually entertains me. So yeah, I want to see that. Other people being smart, lawyers. I love to see it. And when I see it, I'm entertained. Because they're very smart. I'm talking about a few of them, okay? Because not every lawyer is smart, okay? They're smart people because they went to law school, they passed the bar exam, okay? So yeah, they in general smart people, but what I like to see is exceptionally smart ones. I like it to see a few of them. Okay? They entertain me intellectually. Okay? But of course there are a few of them. But when I see them, I like it. I like it. Okay? But people with those mental disorders like histrionic, narcissistic, personality disorder, or the mythomania, pathological line, when they see somebody who's like very smart, they get angry. They start to in their mind, they start to bond with jealousy, and they lie to themselves. No, that part is not that smart. They lie to themselves, okay, because they cannot handle it. So it's a mental disorder. Okay, most people do not have that. Some do. Okay, yeah. Mhm. So there's difference between normal people and abnormal people. Okay, yeah. No, people they cannot control their emotion. Okay? Like intense sense of jealousy, then that leads to anger, and then they lie to themselves. Oh, that person is not smart. No, I am. Like, oh, I'm the smartest, and nobody else is as smart as I am. But is that how I feel sometimes? Kinda. But I appreciate smart people. Do I think I'm the smartest in the world? Yes, I do. But it's okay to think that way. It's just that it's also important to appreciate other people when they are smart because there are smart people in the world. In America, in South Korea too. Like TV show. Look, I'm a writer, okay? And I think I'm a good writer. And I write in English, okay? Even some people in America, I've seen them. They are jealous of my English, where as a writer, because I write very well, in my opinion. Okay, so sometimes when they read my novels or essays, sometimes I used to publish in the newspaper. Okay, some normal people appreciate my writing, English writing, but some others in English writing, I mean, in America, they're just surprised that because English my not my native language. My native language is Korean. Okay, so sometimes they get jealous of my English skill because that just it's too shocking to them that as a second English language speaker or writer, my many times my English writing is better than theirs. So they get jealous of me, and I've seen those people. Oh yeah, welcome. Good evening. Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes break for rest. Okay, thank you. Uh, so, uh, yeah, I'm a writer, but I do not make money off of it. Although I publish my short story collection every month, but I'm not making any money. Maybe one book sells, the type of ebooks. Okay, maybe one book sells per year about that. Okay, so, but I don't have any problem there. Okay, so I don't need to make money as a writer. Okay, I'm an amateur writer. Okay, so, but I think I'm good at it. Okay, but other writers like TV shows, some American TV shows, some American movies, screenplay. Okay, and also Korean TV shows, some Korean movies. I like to see good writers there because I get entertained. Okay, like this TV show I'm watching, Korean TV show, 2018 production. Okay, so 6 years ago. What's up with Ms. Secretary Kim? Okay, good writing. Yeah, it's well written. Okay, so I appreciate those writers, the professional writers, and they're good, and I'm entertained, and appreciate their writing skill. It's well written. I have a high standard because I'm writer myself. Okay, so I have high standard. Okay. Hmm. So okay, personality disorder it originates from like basically poor family. Okay, uneducated, poor parents being abusive to their children, and as they grow up as child, teenager, under that abusive environment, they become themselves abusive adults. Okay, so it's not exactly genetic inheritance. It has to do with socio-economic level in the food hierarchy in the human society. Yeah, it has to do with money. They are unhappy because they make very little money. Okay, I'm not saying all poor people are bad people. No, but statistically speaking, domestic violence, domestic abuse, they tend to happen in low income family, and understandable so. Okay, and that's why we emphasize education, continuing education, career development. Okay, yeah, to make more money, which leads to happiness. But money is not equal to happiness, though, and it's important. We see Hollywood celebrities. A lot of them have drug issue, mental issue. Okay, they have all the money, right? But they have drug issue. Okay, like addiction and depression. Okay, it's because money does not solve. Does not always lead to happiness. It's one of the requirements for happiness. Okay, you need to make enough money to be happy. Okay, I live in one 3 bedroom apartment, not apartment. I live in 3 bedroom house alone. I used to live in apartment, and I did not like it because apartment building there are many apartment units. Sometimes they are noisy. So that's why I moved out after I start making enough money, okay, to have my own house. Am I happier now? Yeah. More peace, less noise, okay, more freedom. Okay? So money is important, okay? Good education, getting a high-paying job, and living in a house as opposed to apartment, okay? So more money, okay? It is important, okay? But it's more than that, okay? You don't need to make too much money. You don't have to be billionaire or millionaire, okay, to be happy. Not necessary, okay? But let's say more than average income, okay? And then healthy diet, regular exercise, healthy hobbies, and continuing education, okay? And being nice to people, okay? Be respectful to others, okay? Yeah, those are all important elements of happiness, okay? When people are happy, there will be no more wars, no more crimes, okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But are there some higher than middle income people, but with some personality disorders? Yeah, yeah, I've seen them too. Who are they? We'll talk about the category of people. Okay? Yeah, after 5 minutes break. Now, time check. Uh, there are all kinds of people in the world, okay? So, and I know I'm 48, okay? It's been less than 1 hour. Yeah, 5 minutes break. Thank you. So welcome to human school. Huh? Okay, so uh some people with more than average income, but still personality disorder. I've seen them, okay? It's not that uncommon, okay? So the other ones that we characterize as upstarts, okay? Like their parents, poor people, uneducated people, but they themselves will study very hard in school, okay? And they got good jobs, high-paying jobs, okay? But they still retain that from their low income parents, they inherit their character. Well, not genetical level, but environmental level. That's just how they grew up. Obviously, poor parents. But they did good in school, okay? And but still they have those personality disorder, being abusive, verbally, mentally abusive, okay? Being rude to other people, okay? Those are the people who are functional. They have good jobs, but they have some those issues, personality disorder. I've seen that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Welcome. 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 Yeah. Good evening, mighty profit leaders. Yeah. Martial arts, continuing education. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. We'll talk about people. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me grab my drink over there. Ugh. So the thing with humanity is this: they evolve, they get better, okay, generation after generation. So those upstarts cases, okay, they got better than their parents because they got more education, unlike their own parents, and they make more money. They got better jobs than more higher paying jobs than their parents, okay. So those are upstarts, okay, kind of self-made people, both in males and females, okay. Oh, this is just whiskey. Yeah, I ran out of vodka. Mhm. Uh, Plain vanilla whiskey. Yeah. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah. So yeah. So they're better than their parents because at least they have got more education, and more money. So they have evolved. Okay. Yeah. Whiskey? Oh, nothing in there. Just whiskey. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, mighty profit martial arts education program. Thank you. Yes, so those upstarts, they are better than their parents because more education and higher paying jobs. Yeah, well, congratulations. But still, they retain those personality disorder. Okay, being abusive to others, being rude to others, disrespectful to others, lack of ability to appreciate other people. Okay, so this episode, it'll be uploaded to YouTube. Okay, it'll be humanology 2436. Okay, thank you for your interest. Yes, so hopefully their own children would not have uh those mental issues. Okay, yeah, so it's a tough one. Okay, yeah, we got very few views. Okay, yeah, yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. Yeah, yeah. And are those personality disorders curable? Again, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist, but they say it is. Okay, and that's a good news. Like therapy, but they need to admit that they have those personality disorders and then seek some help to therapists so that they can be healed. Okay. Bears. Um, I heard that there are bears in the Matsu Valley where I live in Alaska. Okay, but I have not seen them in Matsu Valley. But I know they're there because I've heard. We only have a teddy bear over there. Okay. Yeah. 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 You have a nice, yeah. 5 minutes break. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. 5 minutes. Thank you. And that's nice teddy bear over there. Okay. Yeah. Very peaceful. Yeah. All right. Welcome. Welcome. So, have I had some problems in my past? Actually, I have. Okay. I used to get angry at the tailgaters, okay, on the road, okay. Then that was years ago, okay, in Alaska, okay. I've been in Alaska for 11 years, okay. So uh I used to get angry when some people like are rude to me on the road, okay. So some of those issues I used to have, okay. Then I went to church. I'm not a Christian anymore. I used to be Christian, okay. So I went to church in Matsu Valley, and it was like men's Bible study club. Something Saturday morning. Okay. They're not therapists. They're not psychologists. They're working professionals. And I talked to gentlemen in the church, in the Bible club, how many years ago? Maybe 8 years ago. When I used to be a Christian, okay? I appreciate Christianity, I do, okay? And I talked to the gentleman, okay? Hey, I get angry on the road, okay, because I obey the speed limit. Some cars on the highway follow me too closely, the tailgating on the road, which is illegal and it is dangerous, and I would get angry at them. So, gentlemen, what should I do? And one gentleman older than me, so let's say it's 8 years ago. I'm 48, so I was like 40 years old. That gentleman was in his 50s. He's about 10 years older than me, okay? And he told me, he asked me a rhetorical question. Is it Christian to get angry on the road because some people are following you too closely, tailgater, okay? Is it Christian to get angry at them? And I was like, wow, this is a very transformative experience. Yeah, the repentance, forgiveness, Christian value, very good Christian values, okay? And I was healed. It was like a miracle. So no more road rage, no more getting angry on the road because of that gentleman's spiritual healing on me. Thank you, sir. True story. So I guess I was passive aggressive, huh? I do not tailgate people. No, I want to be nice to people. I'm respectful, nice guy, no more. But when some people tailgate me years ago, I used to get angry at them, but not anymore. So I got healed by Christian gentleman, the anger problem. Okay. But now, when I was younger, even younger than that, when I was in the US Army, between 2009 and 2013, 4 years, let's say 2009, well, let's say 2010, 16 years ago, I was 32. I had anger issue back then, okay? Not always, every now and then, okay? When I was in the Army, okay? I'll tell you that story after 5 minutes, bro, okay? So, look, I was in my 30s, okay? I was 32 years old, but I still had anger issue, okay? So, I'll be honest, okay? 5 minutes break. Yeah, okay? Hey, look, you need to change your name, okay? Please. Make it more positive, okay? Yeah, please change your name, okay? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, make it positive, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes left. Thank you. Welcome, good evening. Uh, so, continuing story time. In the army. Okay, back in 2010, I was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas. Okay, so I was 32 because I was born in 1978. Okay, so now let me redo my hairdo. Okay, so yeah, the hair part is the only part where my true age shows. I have no wrinkles. Okay, so I do exercise and diet. Okay, so. Well, 2010, Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, we're in the morning run. Okay, we do 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. daily physical training session. Okay, okay, yeah. So the group run. Okay, like left, right, left, so that we can step on each other's feet. Okay, so running. Okay, with cadence, and the guy behind me was kicking my heel intentionally as we do the group run in the formation. Okay, so I was like, hey, stop doing this. SHIT. I cannot pronounce that word because we are on air. Okay, but when we were in the army, yeah, we between junior and the soldiers. Okay, we used to use those words very frequently. Okay, yes, stop doing that SHIT. It just cut it, but he was just to kick my heel. He was behind me. Okay, intentionally. Okay, so I lost my temper that morning. Okay, I turned around, I pushed him. Okay, he fell, and the two three guys behind him also fell like a domino. Okay, and our Bravo company's fourth sergeant was there, and he saw it. Nobody got injured because we are trained army soldiers. Okay, we exercise, so we are physically strong people. Okay, so strong bones, strong muscles, okay, and they were younger than me, junior soldiers, okay, most of them are. All right, so there's a couple who are around my age, or even a couple years older than me, okay, but I was one of the oldest, okay, junior listed, okay, 2010, I was 32. So our Bravo company fourth sergeant saw that scene, and you come to my office. That's what he told me, okay. Yes, fourth sergeant. So I was like a student in high school's principal's office, although I was like 32 in the U.S. Army. Okay, so it did happen. Okay, so and I was scared. Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, I tell you the rest of the story. Okay, it happened. Okay, 2010. So 16 years ago, but I remember everything there. Yeah, I have a good memory. Okay, 5 minutes break. Thank you. Later on, we became good friends. Okay, we deployed to Afghanistan together, so no problem there. Okay, so. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome. So in that wonderful, he's great leader, okay, for sergeant, he's a great gentleman, okay, he's Hispanic gentleman, and he was quite short in stature, but he's a great leader, okay, for sergeant, with the project Afghanistan together as well, okay, so he's a great leader, okay, great gentleman, right? Mm. He's our first sergeant, okay. I do not remember his name, okay, yeah, but he's Hispanic, okay, by ethnicity, great leader, okay. So in that office, after PT, okay, me and the guy who was behind me was kicking my heels. And then our platoon sergeant and his platoon sergeant, we were in Bravo company, but we were in different platoons, okay? And then we were standing on parade rest. Then our fourth sergeant sitting, okay, behind his desk on his chair, okay? So basically he asked us, yeah, tell us what happened. And why did you do what you did? Lee, go. Yes, fourth sergeant. I was running in the formation. Uh, according to the cadence, yeah, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, yeah, I always do that. But this gentleman next to me, he was behind me, and he would go intentionally, in my opinion, going off sync, asynchronization. So intentionally, so he was kicking my heels, not just once. I told him to stop, but he did not stop. He would keep doing that. So I'm sorry, for sergeant. I lost my temper and I turned around and I pushed him uh, on the chest with my two palms. Okay, and he fell, and two to three or four, five guys behind him also fell. And I'm sorry, I apologize. And then okay, fourth sergeant asked the guy next to me who was behind me in the running. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I don't remember his name. Okay, so yeah, he was also a specialist. He was in the army longer than I have, although he was like younger than me. I was 32, right? 2010. He probably was like 23, I think. Yeah, around there. Okay, so he was in the army more longer than I have. Same rank, E4 specialist. Okay, different platoon. Okay, so and first sergeant asked him, "Hey, what should be this punishment of this guy who pushed you? What punishment do you recommend?" And he turned out to be actually a nice guy. He tried to punk me out, okay, because I look young. Maybe he thought I was around his age. Like, because I can't look 10 years younger than my actual age, okay? I'm 48 now. Maybe I can't look 38, okay? So when I was 32, maybe I can't look like 22 around his age, okay? He turned out to be a very nice guy. I did not know him, okay? But he's a nice guy, okay? So we became friends later on, okay? Let boys be boys, okay? So he's a nice guy. But I didn't know anything about him before that, okay? And he recommended to First Sergeant that nothing on the record, no Article 13, no, just some details. What is detail? Physical labor. Maybe clean the bathroom. Maybe some push-ups, sit-ups as punishment, but nothing, no Article 13, nothing on record. This nice guy. He tried to punk me out, kind of initiation ceremony, hazing, okay, to test me out. Because I have this attitude, as a performer, calling the cadence, right? New in the unit, but still like a leader, as if he's a leader, like calling the cadence, okay? The morning run. Because I like being a center of attention. I like being a leader. So he was one of many guys in Brown company who did not like my attitude, who just got back from Afghanistan, Iraq. So they are already combat veterans in Brown company. Okay, they've been several years, at least 1 or 2 years before I joined the army. Okay, so yeah, there's some seniority there by years of service. Okay, maybe 1 to 2 years. Okay, if for specialists. Okay, yeah. So many of them did not like my attitude. Okay, because I'm new to the unit. Okay, although I was like 10 years older than they were. Uh, so we became friends later on. Oh, yeah, yeah, more stories to come. Continuing story. Yeah, 5 minutes break. Please, thank you. Yeah, vocal rest, okay? Because I'm 48, okay? Time check now. Interesting story, right? Yeah. It's been 1 hour. 5 minutes. Thank you. Yeah, mighty proud. Future leaders. Education, career development, martial arts. Thank you. Let's ventilate. Oh, is it mosquito? Yeah, I got the mosquito. That's good kind of Buddhist palm, okay? Yeah, just some lint and this mosquito, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's good kind of Buddhist palm, okay? So martial arts. Yeah, I got this mosquito, okay? I just flush it. Let's get some oxygen. Yeah. All right. 5 minutes, thank you. Okay, welcome back. We're back. Uh-huh. Yeah, welcome. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so US Army story time, huh? It's interesting, isn't it? Because I'm very honest. Also, I'm a storyteller, so I know how to do this, okay? Yeah. So, and the fourth sergeant that morning took this gentleman's advice. Okay, okay, no Article 13, nothing on paper. Okay, so yeah, some bathroom cleaning details, put some push-ups, sit-ups as punishment. Yeah, you're dismissed. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sergeant. So there was that. Nothing on record. Okay, I got lucky. Okay, Ugh. But the power of forgiveness. I was forgiven. Okay, yeah, I was very grateful, thankful. Okay, and yeah, so yeah, so that's how it went down, and then later on we became friends. Okay, so yeah, and we deployed to Afghanistan together 1 year later. Okay, so I guess I had some anger issue back then, but not anymore. Okay, yeah. So it's possible that some personality disorder like that, anger management, lack of anger management, yeah, it can be healed. If I can be healed, anybody can. Okay, it did take a long time though. Yeah, yeah. So from those E4 specialists who've been to Iraq, I never went to Iraq. Okay, but they have. They're younger than me, about 10 years younger than me. Okay, but they just got back from Iraq deployment. Okay, me, I joined the Bravo company, 4th Cavalry, Fort Texas, after basic combat training, advanced engineer training in Georgia. 3 months, Fort Benning, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia, just basic combat training, army boot camp, okay? 2 to 3 months, okay? Then 6 to 7 months in AIT, that's Augusta, Georgia, and Fort Gordon, okay? Advanced engineer training to run my job, electrician for helicopters, okay? So 9 months in Georgia, and then I got stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, Clinton, Texas, 1 hour north of Austin, Texas. Okay, Fourth Cavalry, very good leadership there. Okay, so I was forgiven of my sin. Okay, thank you. Because otherwise, I'm a very good soldier, and they know that. Okay, I'm diligent, smart. I'm a nice guy, respectful, and very, very educated. Because before I joined the U.S. Army, I worked as a computer programmer in Los Angeles, California. Okay, okay, for 3 years. Before that, I was in Ivy League school, PhD candidate, computational biology for 2 years before I dropped out. Okay, computer science department. Okay, yeah, I did bioinformatics, computational biology. Okay, yeah. Before that, yeah, Madison, Wisconsin University, computer science major. Okay, yeah, I love studying. Okay, yeah, I'm very educated. But before I joined the army, I was full-time computer programmer in Los Angeles, California. Okay, but I also did acting, filmmaking. Okay, in my spare time. I'm a nice guy, well rounded, well educated, very well educated, very very experienced in all different job settings. Yeah. So why did I get so angry that morning when the guy behind me was kicking my heels? It's because they're 10 years younger than me. They tried to bully me. And he was not the only guy who tried to bully me. They're like 10 years younger than me, okay? E4 specialists who just got back from 1 year diploma in Iraq. It was 2010, okay? So I guess they try to teach me a lesson, okay? Because I'm new to the unit, relatively new to the army. My guess is that they did not know I was 7 years older than they were. Because I look kind of like 10 years younger than my actual age, okay? So yeah, I guess they were like, oh, let's this new guy with attitude, seeking attention, enjoying being center of attention, according to cadence, when we do group run, let's teach more lesson, okay? My guess is that they did not know I was 10 years older than they were. Because I look younger, 10 years younger than my age. And I was not okay with that. Okay? You don't get to teach me lessons. You don't get to bully me. When I'm 32, you're like 22. No, no way. Okay. 5 minutes break for rest, okay? Yeah, mighty proud future leaders. Yeah, martial arts, education, program, okay? Thank you. Do good in school, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes, thank you. Yeah. 5 minutes. Very good. For rest. Okay, now let's related story like Buddhism, but a little bit of context switch. Okay, so South Korea, 1991. Oh, I was 13-year-old. Okay, first year in middle school. Okay, so South Korea. Okay, I was bullied. Okay, physically, but not kicking and punching. They were smart about it. No marks, no bruises, no broken bones, no whatsoever. Just pushing me around between two guys, two school bullies. 1991, we were 13-year-old, all boys school, okay? And these two guys, they're bigger than me, okay? So they just push me to each other. I was like their ping pong ball, okay? It was horrible. One whole year, 1991 to 1992, okay? It was hell. Yeah. But they would like throw my books to the floor, okay? In the classroom during the like 10 minute 10 to 15-minute break, okay, between the classes. They're smart about it. They're smart about it. So that no teachers can see it, okay. But it's like 50 boys, 13-year-old, 1991, South Korea, middle school, okay. First year middle school. We were seventh grade, okay. It was not lucky seven, it was very unlucky seven, okay. So seventh grade though. Right? And yeah, it was bullyism on me. I was the only one who was bullied in that classroom. 50 boys, okay. But in other classrooms, I heard later on, there's some bullyism there too. Okay? But in that class, 50 boys, I was the only one who was bullied. And there were these two school bullies. They just tossed me, pushed me back and forth between two guys, okay, like as if I was a basketball or ping pong ball, okay. They would throw my books to the classroom floor. It's more mental torture, more psychological abuse, verbal abuse. Physical, yes, that did push me around, but no punching, no kicking, just smart about it. Okay, so that there's no evidence, no bruises, no broken bones, no bleeding. No, they were smart about it. Okay. Now, fast forward, Fort Hood, Texas. I was 32. Other guys like E4 specialists. Okay, yeah, I was E4 specialist with like college degree, 4 year college degree. Okay, so I joined as a E4 specialist in U.S. Army, 2009. Okay, 2010, yeah, Fort Hood, Texas, forced to this station, forced and only. Okay, because I was in the Army only 4 years. Okay, actively. Now time check. How many minutes do I have left? Time flies, huh? More than 30 minutes left. Okay, good. Yeah, so this guys, okay, thank you for your service. You joined the US Army maybe a couple of years before I did, okay? So maybe more than 3 or 4 years before I did. Maybe they just joined the US Army after their high school graduation at 18, 19, okay? So they're on 22, okay? So maybe they joined as a private and then private second class, private first class, then you for specialist. Maybe they some of them did not go to college. Okay, so maybe they joined after high school graduation in America. Okay, many of them were like that. Okay, so they got E4 specialist rank E4 from E1, E2, E3, E4. Okay, and they just got back from Iraq diploma for 1 year, combat veteran. Okay, for me, yeah, I got E4 specialist rank because I went to 4 year college before I joined the army. Okay, so same rank, but they have more seniority because they've been in the army longer than I have. They just got back from Iraq, 1 year diploma. Me, I just got back from army school because I just joined the army 2009. Okay, 1 year before 2010. They're males, guys. Okay, so they wanted to. I do not know about female world because I'm male. I'm straight. Okay, but I understand guy world. Yeah, they want to claim some seniority, being older, being having been in U.S. Army more years than I have. They work their rank up, get E1, E2, E3, E4 after high school. Okay, me, I just joined the army a year ago. I got my E4 rank because I have college degree, 4 year college degree. Okay, so maybe they were jealous about it. I, I'm like, yeah, thank you for your service, but maybe they not know I was 10 years older than they were. Okay, because I kind of look younger than my age. Okay? So I understand why they try to teach me a lesson. Oh, you want to code the cadence, you want to be the leader, but you are new to the unit. You're kind of relatively newer to the army. Now you want to be our leader. You want to lead us? No way. Bad attitude, okay? So we're gonna teach you a lesson, okay? So many of them, not too many, about 2 to 3 of them try to challenge me, okay, as a man, okay, like hazing, initiation, right, bullyism, okay, they did that. About 2 to 3 guys did that to me. I remember. Well, my attitude was like, maybe they didn't know I was 10 years older than they were, okay? So my attitude was like, you guys are 10 years younger than me. Yeah, you've been to, you've been in US Army longer than I have, maybe by 4 years. But thank you for your service. And you just got back from Iraq, 1 year diploma. Again, thank you for your service, okay? But yeah, I've been in the army back then, but just 1 year, just out of army schools. But before I joined the army, it was not exactly paradise as a civilian. I did not tell them. I'm telling now. Okay. I'm not justifying, defending myself, my actions, my mistakes. Okay, well, I was wrong. Okay, yeah, but if I may, let me tell you my stories. 5 minutes break, Bucharest. Okay. I'm 48. Okay, so that's was my excuse. Okay, so I need some Bucharest. 5 minutes break. Okay. Thank you. Well, back on the human school. Okay. So I didn't tell them. Okay, but I'm telling the world now. Okay, although not many people watch this human show, human school. Webcast, okay, but maybe in the future, maybe more people. I don't know. Okay, but yeah. So I didn't tell them back then, 2010, Fort Hood, Texas. Okay, but I'm telling the story now. Okay, my attitude was like this. Okay, yeah, you guys are younger than me by 10 years, somewhere around there. Okay, you just got back from Iraq, 1 year diploma. Yeah, thank you for service, but. Yeah, I'm new in the army. I've been in the army like 1 year. Okay, you guys been in the army like 5 years, something like that. Okay, but thank you for service. But yeah, you can teach me lessons, but you have to be nice about it because I'm 10 years older than you are. This is my Korean concept. Seniority by age. Uh, yeah, maybe didn't understand the concept. They're Americans. Okay, so, okay. Some justification of that concept. Seniority by age. Okay, before I joined the army, yeah, this 2009, okay, and for Texas, 2010. So I've been in the army just 1 year. You guys, maybe 4 or 5 years, okay. Thank you for your service, okay. I'm glad that you came back to America safely from Iraq, 1 year deployment, okay. So, and they did tell me about that deployment stories in Iraq, some mortar attack, small missile, okay. Yeah, they're in the middle of shower and they shampoo, soap, that had to go to the bunker in the middle of shower. Okay, so yeah, I heard about it. We became friends later on. Okay, we deployed to Afghanistan together 1 year later, 2011. Okay, we became friends. Okay, everything's fine. And I tell them, I did not tell them my story. Okay, maybe just a little bit here and there. Okay, but now I'm telling the world now. Okay. Yeah, before I joined the army, 2009, okay, yeah, I was a combat program in Los Angeles, California. It was not easy, okay. Uh, because there's some office bullies, okay. I had to deal with them. On the road, when I commute from my apartment to in North Hollywood to West LA, okay, yeah, heavy traffic jam, okay, rush hour. Okay. Some road bullies, route drivers, okay. And in my spare time, yeah, going to auditions as an actor, okay. Yeah, most directors are nice. Okay, so for some directors were not nice to us actors. Some probably abusive stuff. So as a civilian before I joined the army in 2009, my life was not exactly paradisical, easy life. No. So guys, my fellow E4 specialists who've been to U.S. Army, who've been in U.S. Army longer than I have by 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. Okay, I have been on planet Earth 10 years longer than you have. So I claim seniority by age. You want to claim seniority by U.S. Army career years. That's fine, but you have to be nice to me. You have to be respectful. Okay, you cannot call me names, bad names. Okay, like SHIT space BAG. You cannot call those bad names to me. You cannot kick my heels when we do group run. You have to be nice to me. Yeah, tell me your U.S. Army career. I've been in the U.S. Army by just 1 year, okay, by 2010. Yeah, so you have been to been in U.S. Army longer than I have by 3, 4, 5 years. Okay, tell me your stories, your experience in U.S. Army, so I can learn from you. But you have to do it nicely though, respectfully. Okay, you cannot just call me names. You cannot kick my heels in the group run. That's the wrong way to do it. Do it the right way. Okay. Yeah. I'm here to learn from you. I'll listen to you, your stories. Okay. Well, 5 minutes break. Okay. Yeah. Vocal rest. Uh, time check. What? 30 minutes left. About, yeah, 5 minutes break. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, so everything fine, I learn from them. Later on, we became friends. I learn from them, okay, and they learn from me. Not exactly. Uh, they were quite ready for that. Yeah, they're still young. They're like in their early to mid 20s. Okay, mostly I learn from them. Okay, because we became friends. Okay, so I did not tell them my stories. Okay, so well, I'm telling you now. Okay, so yeah, so as an actor in Los Angeles, California, before I joined the army. Okay. I was a full-time computer programmer, okay, so I did a good job there. Okay. But in my spare time, yeah, going to auditions, okay. Most directors are nice, but some of them are kind of not so nice, okay. Yes, life is not always easy, you know. Sometimes difficult, okay. So before I joined the army, I was civilian. I lived 10 years more than they have my fellow E4 specialists within the army longer than I have, okay. So and also, when I was in 13-year-old teenager, middle school in South Korea, I was bullied by same age, okay, 13-year-old, two school bullies, okay. So I have that experience, I have that memory, trauma, sure, for a while, a couple of years, okay. Psychologists, they say, yeah, trauma, yeah, it does not completely disappear, maybe 1% still bugging you later in your life. I disagree, okay. Yeah, I was bullied trauma for a couple of years, okay? Traumatized experience, yeah, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, maybe it's a couple of years at most, but in my experience, it's like less than 1 month. It just went away because I got back to taekwondo school, okay? And nobody bullied me again because I was willing to fight them, okay? So martial arts is very important, okay? Yeah, PTSD is just less, in my experience, maybe less than 1 week, okay? It's just low martial arts, okay? Yeah, so I disagree with some psychologists. Okay, yeah, PTSD, trauma, it lasts your lifetime, maybe at back of corner of your mind. It still bug you a little bit once in a while. But in my experience, no, it doesn't. Become a good story time material. Maybe a couple of weeks. But after that, maybe a couple of months too. Okay, it depends, right? But I get over it. Okay, in my experience, those become memories. I remember. Okay, but it's not painful anymore. Not at all. It become good story time material. Okay. Although it was traumatic back then, but later on, as the years go by, yeah, I remember. Yes, but it's not painful anymore. It's kind of funny. Comedy, okay. Hmm? It become good materials for story time, narrative, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so in Fort Texas, I was like, you guys are 10 years younger than me. Although you did not know, most likely, okay, because I look 10 years younger than my age, okay. And I'm not going to get bullied again at the age of 32. You guys are 22. I'm not going to allow that. I was bullied when I was 13, and these two school bullies, same age, 13, okay. South Korea, okay. I was bullied for 1 year, okay. But that's when I was 13. You're young, teenagers. I did not know many martial arts back then, okay? 13-year-old, okay? But at the age of 32, uh, I studied more martial arts, all different kinds, okay? So I can fight you guys. maybe former high school football stars, big muscles. Well, yeah, U.S. Army guys, yeah, combat veteran. Okay, yeah. You want to bully me? But you're still 10 years younger than me. Okay, yeah. Come, yeah, let's fight. Like in Married with Children, American TV show. Okay, like let's rock. I fight you off. That was my attitude. So some of them back down. Okay, but they're smart American U.S. Army soldiers. Okay. So some of them back down. Okay, so because I was willing to fight them. Yeah. But we didn't. Why? This is my guys. Okay, they don't want to get into trouble. Okay, but I was willing to fight them. In that for so process, I was like, I'm not gonna get bullied by these guys 10 years younger than me. I was bullied when I was 13 in South Korea. But Fort Texas, America, they're like 10 years younger than me. I'm not gonna let them bully me. Because I know martial arts, okay? I know how to fight. Okay? Many different kinds of martial arts, okay? They're 10 years younger than me. Maybe they got more muscle than I do, they're taller than me. Okay, but that's the 10 years younger than me, okay? And I studied martial arts all that time, okay? By the age of 32. I was no longer 13-year-old middle school, South Korea student. Okay? Back then, yeah, I knew some taekwondo, but these two bully guys, they're bigger than me, okay? So I did not get beat up, okay? But I was bullied by two guys. We were like same age, okay? But at the age of 32 in US Army for Texas. Yeah, some guys more muscle, maybe taller than me, okay? But they're not martial artists. Okay, they could be former high school football stars. Because later on we became friends. Okay, so they'll tell me. Okay, but it did not strike me as a martial artist. Yeah, in football, American football, tackle. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know. Okay. But they're not exactly martial artists. Maybe wrestling. Sure, sure. American wrestling is cool. Okay, I know. Right. But not exactly martial artists. Okay, so. And they start to bully me, try to bully me, okay? I was like, no, no, that's not how it works. Not around me. Maybe you guys do that to other guys, okay, younger recruits, okay, but you cannot do that to me because I'm 10 years older than you. And no, you cannot do that to me. So I stopped them, okay? Later on, we became friends, okay? Yeah. Hmm. True story, okay? Yeah, some narrative element there, here and there, some writer's imagination, okay? But the gist of it really happened. Okay. Time now. What? 10 minutes left? More like 20 minutes left, okay? Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes break, okay? Thank you. We'll wake up Q&A, okay? Thank you. Yeah. Good time. Yeah, so some continuing US Army story, sure, we can do that. Yeah, just between us guys, okay? We are pretty females, okay? But I'm still a male adult. Single, okay? So I do not know too much about females, okay? Yeah, but so but I know a lot about guys, okay? So yeah, this guy, okay? We later on became good friends, okay? But he would call me names like SHIT space PAG, okay? I did tolerate as much as could before months, okay? He was one of those IFO specialists who in the army longer than I have, but about 10 years younger than me, okay? Maybe they didn't know I was 10 years older than they were, okay? Most likely, okay? Yeah, so you call me names, okay? And for 1 month, 2010. Well, I'm highly tolerant. You know, I do exercise. I'm a martial artist, okay? I can handle the pain, physical or emotional, okay? But I have my limit. I have to set some boundary. So one morning, early in the morning, like 7 a.m., well, it's like 6:48 in the morning because we go to formation in the U.S. Army, Fort Texas, okay? PT start at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., okay? Monday to Friday, okay? So we go there early, like 6:45. We're good soldiers. We're diligent, early risers, okay? So this guy has been calling me this name, SHIT space BAG. I cannot pronounce those phrases, but I can spell it. Okay. So, okay, 1 month is enough. Okay, I have to draw the line because I have limitation of my patience. I'm not a saint. I'm a normal human being. I have my limitation of my patience. Okay, so enough is enough. Okay, so I have to draw the line. So that morning, when he called me this name, this phrase, SHIT space BAG. Welcome, good evening. Okay, yeah, we're talking about U.S. Army days. Okay, so my professional leaders, yeah, martial arts education. Thank you. So yeah, there's a bunch of soldiers, mostly guys, okay. 2010 US Army, it's like 95% males. Okay. It was how it was like that. That's how it was back then, okay. So okay, so this guy calling me names, okay, in the morning, like, hey, SHIT space BAG. Okay, I've been tolerating you for 1 month, okay, but it's time to stop. It's above our abuse. Psychological mental abuse, okay. He's not the guy who kicked my heels in the group run. It's another guy. Info specialist. Okay. Who been to army longer than I have. Yeah, who just got back from Iraq. 1 year diploma, okay. But you cannot. Okay, I allowed you to call me those bad names to me for 1 month, but it's time to stop because I'm a human being. I'm not a saint. So yeah, stop that. It was about my height, but more muscle. Maybe former high school football star. I don't know. You got more muscle. Maybe you go to the gym, okay? Do weightlifting. Maybe who know how to tackle as a former high school football star. I don't know. Okay. Later on, we could become very good friends, okay? Even family friends, okay? They tried to punk me out, test me out, initiation. Yeah, the hazing. I understand. Not too many, but 2 to 3 guys did that to me, okay? He was one of them. But he did not know I was like 10 years older than he was, okay? So that morning, it was like 6:48 a.m., right? We are not in formation. Formation starts at 7 a.m. Monday to Friday, daily morning, physical training, PT, okay? For Texas, US Army, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes break for correct, okay? So, time check. Interesting, right? Yeah, it is. So, welcome to Human School, okay? We have 10 minutes left. We'll take 2 minutes break, okay? Thank you. For correct. Thank you. Yeah, so some continuing US Army stories. Yeah, that morning, okay, like 2010, okay. She used to call that name SHIT space BAG to me for 1 month, okay, about 1 month. So I tolerated that. These are high tolerance, okay. Yeah, martial artist, exercise, okay. Yeah, I can tolerate. Just calling me names, okay. 1 month, okay. Well, after that, enough is enough. I have to stop this verbal abuse, psychological mental abuse. Okay. So that morning, yeah, he called me that name again. Okay, I was like, uh, okay. It's been 1 month. Okay, so I stood up to him. Okay, we all are the same height. He got more muscle than I did. Yes, but he was around like maybe 22. I was about 32. He was like 10 years younger than me. Okay, so I stood up to him. Okay, there's this fence, not barbed wire. No, just metallic, this zigzag fence line. Okay, and he was close to that fence line than me. We were like 6:48 a.m. Okay, we got 12 minutes before the formation. Okay, Bravo Company. Okay, Fort Texas. So I was like, yeah, look, we're both E4 specialists. Okay, but even the Army, longer than I have. Okay, maybe 2, 3 years. Okay, and he was like 10 years younger than me, maybe 9, 8 years younger than me. Okay, so look, you need to stop calling me those bad names. I tolerated you for 1 more month, for 1 month, but not anymore. I'm not gonna tolerate you anymore. So please stop calling me those bad names to me. You're standing, two guys, okay, face to face, eye contact. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna tolerate it anymore. I tolerated you 1 month, calling me bad names, okay, but not anymore. We have patience of limit. I'm not gonna tolerate you anymore, okay. So, was I willing to fight him? Yeah. And he backed out. He backed off. So he stopped calling me with bad names, okay. Yep. Later on, became good friends. Okay. Between us guys, okay. I do not know anything about ladies, okay, but between us guys, sometimes we appreciate each other. The courage, bravery, okay, or like standing up against the bullies, okay. Some guys appreciate that stuff, and he did. The other guy did too, okay. So they all did. Again, we appreciate females, okay. But I don't know too much about females, okay? Yeah, what they go through. I'm sure they go through some difficult stuff too. I know. Okay. Because I'm not a virgin, okay? I have some. I used to have some in my past. Yeah, I used to date, okay? Yeah, so they would tell me stories, okay? I don't have to know too much about females, okay? So, okay? But males, I know a lot about males. I'm straight, they're straight, okay? Straight guys, adults, okay? I know a lot about them, okay? Time check now. How many minutes? Was 3 minutes? Time flies. If you have 5 minutes left, okay, we'll take 1 minute break, okay? Vocal rest, okay? Thank you. We're going to do my shirt. Yeah, so looking back at 2010, 16 years ago, okay, so I guess their thought process was hazing initiation ceremony. Yeah, Buddhism, they want to test me out. I think I passed that test. Okay, Hunky you in the army unit, 4th Cavalry, 4th Texas. Let's test them out. E4 specialist, okay. What is it made of? Does he have got the guts, bravery, courage to stand up against us? US Army, combat veteran, just got back from Iraq. And I think I passed that test, okay. Trying to punk me out, okay, test out. Does he have guts, bravery, courage? I think they tested me, and I think I passed the test. Yeah, part of training, right? God test, bravery. Then we became friends, even family friends, okay. She was nice. True story. Okay. Yeah. Until now. Uh, Luga, it's been 2 hours. Okay. I see you next time. Okay. Thank you. It's been 2 hours. Okay. Mm.